and blue is the color of my gingham that I would wear summer days in June. Those carefree days in the shelter of the garden, there was me and there was you. Those happy days might be long gone, but time belonged to me when I was young. Days had no ending, no start. They'll play forever in the movie in my heart, my heart. I close my eyes and I'm sitting by the flowers, the same blue shade as my summer dress. I feel the sun, for there it's never raining. My feet are bare on the soft grass. Taste of sandwiches and milk under parasols of silk. These memories keep you alive. You'll stay forever in the movie in my mind, my mind. These little things, they will stay with me forever. When I think of you, feels like coming home. Those little days, oh so peaceful and so joyful. My greatest gift, this I know. I can still see your face and every inch of that place, and I remember how I felt in my blue gingham dress those summer days in June. Hello everyone. Hello. I figured that was probably the last time this year that I can really play that song, as it is talking about wearing a nice summer gingham dress in June, and well, we are coming to the end of summer, so I thought it was probably the last day I can get away with playing summery tunes before we get into some autumn things, and not long until we can play some Christmas songs. Which I'm very much looking forward to. We haven't really had much of a summer, so I'm kind of just ready for it to be Christmas, to be honest. So hello everyone, I've remembered my glasses today, so I can actually see that we have Michael, hello, and Celia. Safe travels to Ireland, and I hope you have a wonderful time in Dublin. I'm going there tomorrow, so maybe I'll see you there. And hello Mum and Dad, glad that you're here, and Leith as well. What is summer? I agree. What even is? I mean, we basically just have mild autumn and winter, and that's kind of the weather that we have. And it's like mild autumn from about, I would say about April to November. No, not even. April to like mid-October. And then we just have winter from like mid-October to March. And then back to mild autumn again. That's all we have. We don't really have summer. It's not really a thing here. So I hope you've packed a coat. Silly, basically is what I'm saying. If you're coming over to Dublin, I hope you've got a jumper and a coat. Although actually, to be fair, I think this weekend is actually supposed to be really nice. It's quite sunny today, blue skies. I'm still in a jumper because it's still cold, but it's sunny. But I do actually think tomorrow and Sunday are supposed to be fairly warm. So you might actually be experiencing Ireland in some nice weather. So you've planned it very well. Oh, my computer is doing something. Oh no. Hopefully you can all still hear me. Something has popped up. I'm just going to click X on it. And hopefully that disappears. Leith, we've had plenty of summer here for both of us. Whereabouts are you in the world that you've got all the summer? Because maybe I'll visit next year. And hello to Mir and Lauren. Thank you for joining. So, I do have a request that was sent in nice and early so that I'd actually play it because I need time to think about these things, you know. So, and again, I feel like since I've got a few summery songs today because I feel like it's the last time, and then maybe we'll get into some autumny things next time. But so this is for Michael, and it is Watercolour Sky. Clouds descend, shapes abstract, over and downcast. Heavy air hangs low my head, so I look to you instead. When it feels the world is spinning, although I am standing still, all things changing, all things bending in its will. Then he comes to me in colors like a vision, pink and blue, and he says, I made it just for you. Watercolor sky, beauty for a moment, gone before the night. Watercolor sky, peace without a master, captured in my eye. Golden silk drapes o'er the earth. In the sun I feel my worth, mesmerizing, dazzling me, hypnotizing gracefully. When it feels the world is spinning, although I am standing still, all things changing, all things bending in its will. Then he comes to me in colors like a vision, pink and blue, and he says, I made it just for you. Watercolor sky, beauty for a moment, gone before the night. Watercolor sky, peace without a And since we're already in this key, I'll play the new song that I've written, and I think I will call it Above the World, which I think was Frank's suggestion. So yeah, I think we'll call it Above the World. How can I make this real? Can I make this moment last? How can we move so slow and yet somehow move so fast? And how can I make this dream not be someone else's memory? And how can I stand and breathe? I want to stand upon the mountains, stand upon the mountains and live within the moment. Standing above the world, we can watch it slip away. See what we've left behind, where our ghosts won't simply fade. Soaring like the birds, flying on the poet's words. Is this how we live forever? On the shoulders of the giants, shoulders of the giants, we'll rise above the quiet. I feel the blood rush in my ears. I hear my heart beat loud and clear. And yet I know that I'm not here. I am flying through the years. Oh, how can I feel alive when my heart beats out of time? Oh, how can I truly live when my mind is in the heavens? My mind is in the heavens and my soul is in the present. Will I always be so restless? Fill my spirit with your stillness. Yeah, so I think Above the World is a good title for that song. Which the song was inspired by the Mourne Mountains, but actually me and Lauren were up the Kulka? Did we decide how to pronounce it? Kulka mountain. Is it a mountain? It's kind of like a bog, moorland. And there's like a boardwalk there that we didn't quite get as far as we got to a part of a boardwalk, but we didn't get as far as the like the main bit of the boardwalk, but it was still beautiful. And to be honest, actually today I've got a really like sore throat because I think we talked too much in the car, to be honest, Lauren. I think we talked too much because it was like a 2.5 hour car journey there and 2.5 hour car journey back. So a lot of talking was done, and I feel it a bit today. I think I need to go on voice rest today. But it was lovely, and we got some lovely videos, not only of the mountain, but also under the mountain in the Marble Arch Caves. So that video will be coming out soon. And also a couple of days ago, I was at Loch Ness, which is the largest lake in Ireland. I do have a question though. Does anybody know what the difference is between a lake and a loch? Is there a difference? I'm not sure. I can't seem to get a definitive answer on this. Most people say that a lake is bigger. But yet we still refer to the loch as a lake. So do you only officially call it like lake something if it's big enough? And even if it's a lake but it's small? But then Isla Magee has a loch, and it's not closed in. It's like the open to the sea. So and there's a Belfast loch, and there's Strandford loch. So I'm confused. Is loch just the word that we refer to a large body of water that's larger than a puddle but not quite a lake? I don't know. If anyone has a definitive answer on that, I would very much like to know, because this has been bothering me for a while. So anyway, let me catch up with your comments. So I did play Watercolour Sky for Michael, which actually, to be fair, is a song about winter mornings. So it's close. It's like bridging the gap between summer and winter. Nice little bridge song. So thank you for the request, Michael. And Celia, yes, I'll definitely drop you a message. Do I know any pumpkin songs? I don't. I know Halloween is coming and the goose is getting fat. Would you please put a penny in the old man's hat? If we don't have a penny, a halfpenny will do. Is that the right word? Or is it tuppence? No, halfpenny. If you don't have a halfpenny, then God bless you. Isn't that how it goes? Lately from South Dakota. Lovely. So I'm sure it is warm there. Very nice. Don't they have nice mountains in Dakota? I'm sure they're much more impressive than Culka Mountain, which I'm sure you would probably describe as a light hill. But it's a mountain to us. And I cannot sing the Black Hills of Dakota because it is copyright, unfortunately. But yeah, if you send me a song, I'll find an appropriate song to sing. Well, since we were talking about Dublin, because I am going to Dublin tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to see a friend, an old friend from uni. And we're going to go and see Wicked, which I'm really excited about. I've never seen Wicked before. I know parts of the story. I don't really know how it ends. I don't really know what kind of happens. I know like basically what it's about, but I don't really know the story. So I'm looking forward to going to see that. And I know some of the songs from it. And as much as I would love to just belt out Defying Gravity right now, again, copyright, so I can't. But I can play this. Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty. I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone. And she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and church was no wonder, for so were her father and mother before, and they each wheeled her by it was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost wheels her barrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive. Oh. So there we go. Song about Dublin. I should have turned the light behind me green, and then I could have done like a whole wicked thing. Hello, Andrew. Thank you for joining. And Evangeline, loch is a Scottish word for a stretch of enclosed water. Unlike a lake, it can be a sea, which is a loch which is open to the sea. But I believe it's just a Scottish and Irish word for it. See, that's what I had suggested yesterday. I said I thought maybe loch is just like the Celtic word for lake, because you get a lot of lochs in Ireland and Scotland, but you get lakes in like America. Lauren says, according to Google, a loch is just a Northern Irish version of a lake. In Scotland, it's spelled loch, L-O-C-H, and it can also mean sea inlet and refer to a brackish. Refer to brackish? Or what's brackish? Now I have more questions. So I was correct then. See, I don't like to always just go to Google. Sometimes I just like to guess and come up with my own conclusions. And I had concluded that loch was a Celtic word, Irish, Scottish word for a lake. And there you go. I was right. But I don't know what a brackish is, so now you're going to have to tell me what brackish is. Even though, so this is your, the hills or the mountains in Dakota. So the Black Hills are so ancient and worn. Oh, so they're not as like pointy? Is that what you mean? And is that why they're more like, is a mountain, now I have more questions. What's the difference between a mountain and a hill? Is it that a mountain is pointy and a hill is not? And brackish is salty water as opposed to fresh water. There you go. We're all learning something about geography today. Bet you didn't think you'd come here for a geography lesson, but here we are. All right, as I said, as we're coming towards the end of summer, I thought it would be a nice time to play this song by Jay Stevenson and Thomas Moore. gems drop away when true hearts lie withered and fond ones are flown. Oh, who would inhabit this bleak world alone? Oh, who would inhabit this bleak world alone? It's quite a pretty song that I always forget about. I sort of forget that it exists. And then I come across that again. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a lovely song. I just forget about it. But seemed appropriate, as I'm sure there are many last roses of summer about. My flowers in my garden are actually surviving for once, because we finally figured out a bunny-proof system so that the rabbit can't eat them, because she literally, it doesn't matter what flower it is, doesn't matter where it is, she will find it and she will eat it. And so we've managed to set up a little fencing system so that she can't get near the raised bed. And so the flowers are actually able to grow, which is nice. So I have some pansies and they're lovely. And they lasted quite a long time last year, so I think they'll last a while yet. And I have a strawberry plant that is still making lots of strawberries, so that's nice. I'm not much of a gardener anyway. Galway Shawl, yes, I absolutely can play that, yes. And hello, Heather. Heather, I know that you do have a request as well. I'm going to respond to your email via this way because it's easier. In fact, in general, if anybody ever has a question, it's probably just best to ask me here now than to, because by the time I get around to emails, I'm really slow at them. But I did read it. I just don't always have a chance to like reply properly. But to say that, so you're running, was it the Will You Go Lassie Go, that one? Which I'll play a little bit of the Go Lassie Go and we'll all go together. That one, which I think is copyrighted. I can't seem to get a definitive answer on who wrote it. Some people say that it is an old folk song, and there's a few sources that say that actually it's credited to somebody else, but it's not clear whether they were just the first person to record it, whether they wrote it. It's a little bit unclear, and so I'm trying to stay clear of it because I'm just trying to avoid copyright in general. I might be able to put it on Facebook or Instagram or something where the copyright isn't so much of an issue as it is here on YouTube. So, but I will. In fact, I actually have a lovely video of that. I recorded that song during lockdown. It was part of a council event, and I filmed it. Well, I didn't film it. Stephen Reed filmed it, and it was recorded. And it was in the Glynno waterfall. So there I was with my piano at this beautiful waterfall, singing "Will You Go Lassie Go," and I also sang "O'er My Love You on Lilac Fair." And I don't know what happened to that video. I saw the video, and I might have to dig deep into the council archives to find it. It wasn't really shared anywhere. It wasn't really done very much with, even though it was a beautiful video. If I do say so myself, well, I didn't film it and edit it or anything like that. I just sat and played the piano, but I think it turned out lovely. So if I can dig up that video, I'll send it to you. Because actually it's lovely. It was a really lovely recording of it, and a really lovely video, and it was very beautifully shot with drone shots and everything over this lovely waterfall. So if I can find it, I'll send that to you. If not, then I'll maybe try and put it up on Instagram or Facebook, somewhere where keep it away from YouTube because of copyright and all the rest of it. Oh, I just got a little notification to say that I got a Ko-fi. So I'm not sure who sent that because it doesn't tell me who, but thank you. I have a feeling it was from Michael. It was from Michael. Thank you. Thank you very much, Michael. Have a lovely lunch. Or if you, yes, enjoy your lunch. And I will play Galway Shawl so that you can catch up with it later. Yeah, lovely. So, yes, I'll play Galway Shawl and then you can know where to pick up where you left off. There was something else popped into my head while I was talking about the waterfall, but it'll come back to me. She was young and handsome, her beauty fairly took my breath away. She wore no jewels or costly diamonds, no paint or powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and around her shoulder was a Galway shawl. As she kept on walking, she kept on talking, till her father's cottage came into view. She said, "Come in, sir, and meet my father, and for to please him play the foggy dew." I played the blackbird and the stack of barley, Rodney's glory, and the foggy dew. She sang each note like an Irish linnet, and the tears flowed in her eyes of blue. 'Twas early, early, all in the morning, I hit the road for old Donegal. She said, "Goodbye, sir," as she cried, "Oh," and my heart remained with the Galway shawl. She wore no jewels or costly diamonds, no paint or powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, So Galway Shawl for Michael. I remembered what had popped into my head because I was talking about the guy that filmed the video at the waterfall. He's called Stephen Reed, and he has a YouTube channel that is about, he's from Northern Ireland, he's from like Ballymena, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think he's from Ballymena. And his channel is about marathon running, trail running, hiking, camping. Not things that I'm ever particularly interested in actually doing myself, but he does them in lovely locations around Northern Ireland, and he films some beautiful like drone shots and things like that. So I like to watch it just to see all the lovely places that he visits, and he gives me inspiration. I go, oh, I want to go there. So if you're into that kind of thing, if you are into trail running and hiking, his channel is about, he reviews like equipment and tech and stuff, and he's quite funny and everything. But also, just recently this week, he released a video that he's been working on for a really long time, which is like a documentary style video that investigates the blue-green algae that has affected Loch Ness, which, as I said before, is our largest lake in Ireland. And it's like the 40% water source for like drinking water and housing water in Northern Ireland. It's also, I believe, the like sand there is what builds most, if not all, of the houses in Northern Ireland. So very, very important body of water, and it has been poisoned essentially by this algae that's not actually algae, it's like bacteria, and he investigates the causes of it because it is a man-made cause. And it's a really interesting documentary. So if I remember, I will like link it in the description box like after this live stream is over, because I do highly recommend watching it because it's interesting, and it's important to know like how we can help stop these issues, stop ruining our lovely country, you know. And it's kind of like as I said, I've been going to iconic locations in Northern Ireland to visit them and to write songs inspired by them. So that Above the World was inspired by the Mourne Mountains, and I've written a song about Giant's Causeway and about the Dark Hedges. And mostly the songs are, a lot of it is like, how can we stop destroying these places? You know, it seems like everywhere I've been to, with the exception of the Giant's Causeway, which, I mean, it's rocks. Not sure how much you can really destroy rocks. But I think they've gone a long way of preserving it and preserving the folklore around it as well, and the legends and the story, which I think is as equally important as well. Because the Dark Hedges are almost like, I think half of them are gone. The trees, I mean, they're at the end of their life cycle anyway, but I'm not sure if they're being replanted or what's happening. And also a lot of them have been cut down before their end of life cycle because they've been so damaged from just tourists like carving their names into them, snapping a bit off to bring home, things like that. At the Marble Arch Caves that we were at yesterday, they said that there for a while there was a problem of people like snapping off bits of the like stalactites that have literally formed over millions of years, and then someone just comes up and snaps it off to take it home. So yeah, it's quite interesting to like think about how all the different ways we can. I think we still need to promote tourism, but preserve the places as well. So yeah, it's very interesting. I think so anyway. Thank you very much, Leah. I got another Ko-fi donation there. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. And huge thank you to everyone that supports me on Ko-fi, which if you don't know is it's like a site where you can make a one-off donation to support artists. It really goes a really, really long way to help me with this channel, because even though I've forgotten his name, the guy that owns Spotify came out recently and was like, oh, the cost of making music is next to zero, which I don't know what country he lives in or what planet he lives on, but making music is extremely expensive. It's really, really expensive. So thank you. You really do help me continue this channel and always strive to make it better as well. I am always constantly trying to like improve everything. I do have some new equipment that I want to try out I'm always trying to improve the quality of the live streams as well. It's quite difficult. Live streaming it's very hard to get good quality live streaming without having like a supercomputer or something. I don't know. But I do have some new equipment that I hopefully will test out soon to see if I can improve the audio quality. So yeah, always trying to make things better. So Evangeline asked, I don't know that piece of music. I can certainly look it up if I can spell it. And thank you very much for your kind words, Leith. It's 7:30 in the morning in North Carolina. Lovely. Is North Carolina nice? I've been to Virginia. Is that close? Richmond in Virginia. Is that close to North Carolina? It's probably not. In the grand scheme of America, everything's huge, isn't it? I have to write a song about Slemish. I know. Well, I would have written like a St. Patrick's kind of thing, because supposedly St. Patrick's went there, but then it's not really. That seems to have been disputed, whether or not St. Patrick went to Slemish or not. Is it Be Thou My Vision? Is that? I have to admit, I don't speak Irish, so I don't know how to pronounce things, which I'm going to assume it's pronounced like Be Husamushula? That's my guess. Is it Be Thou My Vision? In which I can play that. I don't think I could sing it in Irish, because Irish is one of those languages that like I don't know, I find with French, once you can learn a few French words, you can kind of guess how to pronounce the rest of them because it follows a pattern. Same with like most English words, although sometimes there's a random English word that you're like, why do you pronounce that word like that? Or like German or Spanish. Irish is like, there's no pattern. You just have to guess. there's no way of working it out. It's just weird. Yeah, I can't find that online, but if it's Be Thou My Vision, I certainly, since we're talking about Slemish, I can certainly play that. I have it here somewhere. Not in Gaelic, unfortunately. I will try and look up the Gaelic lyrics. I wasn't aware that that there had been Gaelic lyrics of it, but I'll certainly look them up and give it a try. And hello, Tony. Thank you for joining from Canada. Oh, fabulous. I do read the comments. Yeah, summers are a bit warmer. Yeah, our summers are a bit cooler is a polite way of describing it. Our summers are cold. They're cold, all right? Like maybe an average day would be like, I don't know, what, 15 degrees maybe, which is really like, that's not warm. And even then it might be like today, I think it's about 17 degrees, but it's windy, so it doesn't feel like 17 degrees. It's cold because it's windy. You have to wear a jumper and a coat all the time. It's really annoying. It's very frustrating. Or it might be warm, but the sun's not out, so then it's like you don't really get the benefit of like it being sunny. Frustrating. Evangeline have a hard time singing Irish too. I actually love singing in Irish. I think it's actually a really nice language to sing in, and I would like to learn more songs in Irish. It's just I need to hear somebody else saying it. That's what it's like. You can't, by reading it, figure out how to pronounce it, because it's impossible. It's really, there's no like rules to it. It's just have a guess, pick a letter, and try and pronounce that. And yeah, it's weird. Don't you Schubert Ave Maria? I do, actually. I haven't played that in ages, but I certainly can play that for you. We're going down like a rather, it's become like a church. Let's turn to our hymn books to page 362. We're sort of having a little Sunday service here now, but that's okay. Bear with me while I remind myself. Where it is. I do have it here somewhere. I used to be able to play it from memory, but I haven't played it in ages. Let me think where it would be. That many pieces of music that it then gets a bit difficult to try and find it. Aha, here we are. Right, I'll attempt to remember. Latin is another lovely language to sing in. Goes. ora pro nobis peccatoribus, et in hora mortis, in mortis nostrae, in hora mortis nostrae, in hora mortis nostrae. Ave Maria. I'm pretty sure I made up the words in the second verse there. It's been a really long time since I played that, actually. So thank you for that request and giving me a chance to sing it again. The song's so beautiful with a hint of sadness. I agree. It definitely, it's, even though it's meant to be like I suppose joyful song. Is it joyful, really? But yeah, it does sound very sad, doesn't it? I agree. Anyway, I'll play one more song before I go. And this is a song that I don't play it very often. I wrote it ages ago. But I was in Whitehead last week, performing as part of the Music in Mind Festival, which is a lovely festival which started a couple of years ago, and then every year it's growing. And the point of the festival is kind of to raise awareness for the benefit, I suppose, and the effect of music that it can have on your mental health. And just in general, it promotes sort of mindfulness and mental wellness. And also raises money for the Lighthouse charity, I believe is what it's called. Which is like a mental health charity. It helps. I think it has like a helpline and everything. So yeah, but it's a lovely festival. It's been growing every year. And so I wrote this song many years ago, and it's about the town of Whitehead. That I usually only save it for playing it whenever I'm in Whitehead. But just since I was playing it last week, I thought I'd play it for us today before I go. So this song is called "The Town by the Sea." There's a town by the sea, I went there today, for the salt and the sea breeze to brighten the grey. It is there I found a love and a home. It's a place of healing, a place of hope, down by the sea. A rainy place, not a street to its name, and I wonder, is it always the same? For there it stands through trouble and war, for 300, 400 years. by the sea, and it's alright by me. It's alright by me, down by the sea. There we go, Time by the Sea, which is one of my like really, really old videos on YouTube. So there is a video. I'm playing the ukulele like 4 years ago. So, but thank you all very much for joining. Any of these songs for Future Live, The Fields of Athenry, I believe is copyrighted. That's another one that I'm struggling to get clarification on. I think that one is copyrighted. I don't know the other ones. Devil's Den, Bee Swing, Christian Ware, Caledonia. Yeah, if it's copyrighted, I can't do it on YouTube. And I know that sounds confusing because everybody does copyrighted songs on YouTube. I know. I'm the unlucky one that I can't. Because I've just got too many. There's a whole video on it. I made a whole video about why I can't do copyrighted songs. Basically, if you get so many strikes and things like that, then YouTube just take your channel away completely. And they did contact me to say that I had like one chance left, and they were going to take everything away, and I have no qualms with that. I'm like, fine, if you want to take the copyrighted song down, do it. That's your song. Take it away, but don't take my own stuff away from me. So I'm concerned about YouTube just taking everything off me. So I made a whole video about it, a whole rant. So unfortunately, I have to try and stray away from copyrighted songs. I can put a few things on like Facebook and Instagram, which I do believe Caledonia is on Facebook recently. And The Fields of Athenry is somewhere. Might be on Facebook as well. Can't remember. Heave Away is a famous Newfoundland song in Canada. Isn't Lorena McKennitt from Canada? And I love her music. I love all that kind of like Celtic music, but has that sort of Canadian sort of angle to it as well. It's beautiful. Imagine the copyrighted of your own. I have had, do you know what? I have endless copyright struggles. I have had where I've had to put in copyright things against other people, which is another story for another day. Still a whole thing. It's still been ongoing. It's been going on for months. And to this day, I'm like still getting copyright claims on stuff that is public domain, music that's my own music. I'm getting copyright claims on. And I got a copyright claim the other day on the song My Lagan Love. And I disputed it. And they came back and said, no, we wrote that song. And I'm like, no. It's public domain. You didn't write it. So you can't copyright it. And that's a whole thing. And again, YouTube's like, oh, you might have to take this up with small claims court. Over a song that's public domain. Why me? I don't know. Copyright follows me around like the plague. I have no idea why I have such a struggle with it. So I really do just avoid anything that is copyrighted. I stick to public domain and I stick to my own music, and I'm not going to rant about it much longer because I could sit here and complain all day. So anyway, so I do apologize for anybody who ever requests copyrighted songs and I have to say no to them because I just have really bad luck, unfortunately. That's just my life. But anyway, another video for another day. I do have a video explaining a whole mess of stuff that has been going on this year, but it's still not quite resolved yet. I'm still in the process of getting something confirmed, which to any other normal person is like literally a 24-hour job. They come back and they go, yep, that's fine. But for me, it's this very long, drawn out, many months have passed and it's still not been confirmed. Anyway, keep an eye out for my ranting video. This is also part of the reason why I haven't made the video yet either, because explaining what's happened, because it's still too fresh and I'm still too annoyed about it. So we'll leave that there. Thank you. They wouldn't attack if you weren't irrelevant. Thank you. Well, again, when it first happened, at first I was like, I should be flattered because they're trying to pass off my stuff as their own, so they obviously think it's good enough. And But then I just got annoyed about it because I was like, Lauren knows all the tea. Yeah, I will spill the tea. I will explain everything. But as I say, it's not quite concluded yet, and I'd rather just it be, I can talk about it and it's in the past than it still be an ongoing thing. So I will explain someday, because it's an interesting story, if nothing else. It's like the most interesting thing that's ever happened to me. So it is an interesting story, and I will explain someday. But anyway, I could sit here and talk about it all day. Thank you all so much for joining. I will be back again, not next week, but the week after. What date is that? I have no idea. I'm awful with dates. Friday the 13th. Oh, maybe I won't be here. Actually, I think I have a dentist appointment that day, which I'm not really keen about having a dentist appointment on Friday the 13th. So I might move it again. I've moved it like 100 times. I might move it again. If not, it might be Friday the 20th. But I'll be back in a couple of weeks again anyway for another live stream. So thanks again for joining. Thank you everyone who has supported me on Ko-fi. I always forget all the names, but there's Leith and Michael and Mike and Frank and Adrian and Jonathan and Bernie and Mum and Dad and whoever else I've forgotten. I'm sorry, but thank you all so much for supporting me over there. If you want to come and join the community, I do post loads of like exclusive things on that site. So if there's ever any MP3s that you want to download, there's a link to like all my MP3s there. And also just like other exclusive videos and things like that. So if you're interested, come join. What time is it? It is, good question, almost 1:15. 1:12 precisely. And I think that's everything I have to say today. So I will see you all again very soon. Thanks so much for joining, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.